My wife married me only for my grandfather's $23 million fortune. I overheard her admitting to living a double life and planning to leave me for another man once she got what she wanted. I divorced her immediately. Hello, Reddit eyes plus here. The moment I met Amanda, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. She was beautiful, sharp, and funny, with an air of confidence that could draw a crowd. We met at a charity gala my grandfather hosted, and sparks flew almost instantly. I was smitten. Within a year, we were married. My grandfather, the legendary Victor Hargrave, watched the whole affair unfold with a smile, though he never said much about Amanda. Looking back, I wish I'd seen the warning in his silence. Victor Hargrave was the founder of Hargrave Industries, a multinational manufacturing empire valued at around $23 million. To the world, he was a genius entrepreneur. To me, he was simply Gramps, the man who taught me how to ride a bike and played chess with me on rainy afternoons. He once told me, "Liam, wealth is like fire. It can warm your home or burn it down. Be careful who you share it with." At the time, I thought he was talking about business deals. Fast forward 3 years into my marriage, things seemed perfect, or so I thought. Amanda had a knack for making life feel exciting. She insisted we move into a luxury condo, decorated it lavishly, and often spoke about our bright future. But she also started disappearing for hours, sometimes days, claiming she was visiting her mother or attending wellness retreats. One evening, she returned home late. I was in my office reviewing some paperwork when I overheard her on the phone in the next room. "You think I want to be stuck with him forever?" she hissed. "The only reason I married him was to secure the inheritance. Do you have any idea how much his grandfather's company is worth? Once Victor kicks the bucket, Liam gets his cut, and we're out of here. I'll make up some excuse, file for divorce, and then it's you and me, baby. Just a little longer." The room spun. I clutched the edge of my desk, my mind racing. It wasn't just betrayal, it was a master plan. Amanda had played me like a fiddle, and I'd fallen for every note. The next morning, I decided to confront her. "Do you love me?" I asked over breakfast. Her fork froze midway to her mouth. "What kind of question is that?" "Humor me. Of course I do. Why would you ask something so ridiculous?" I didn't respond. Instead, I placed a small voice recorder on the table and pressed play. Her face went pale as her own words filled the room. "I can explain?" She started, but I held up a hand. "You've said enough," I replied. "We're done." I moved swiftly. Within hours, I contacted my lawyer and filed for divorce. I also called my grandfather, who listened quietly as I explained what had happened. "Liam," he said finally, "you've learned a hard lesson, but you acted wisely." 2 weeks later, Amanda tried to reconcile. She begged, cried, and even threatened to go to the media with fabricated stories about me. I held firm. Gramps had my back, and with his resources, Amanda's threats crumbled like sandcastles under a wave. But the story didn't end there. A month after our divorce was finalized, I discovered the full extent of Amanda's double life. She had been seeing a man named Eric, a supposed real estate developer, who was, in fact, nothing more than a small-time scam artist. They had planned to use my inheritance to fund a lavish lifestyle abroad. I decided to pay Eric a visit. With a private investigator's help, I tracked him down to a dingy apartment on the outskirts of the city. When I arrived, he opened the door wearing a bathrobe and a smug expression that evaporated when he saw me. "What do you want?" he asked, trying to sound tough. "To deliver a message," I replied, tossing a thick envelope onto the table. "This contains a detailed account of your dealings with Amanda, along with evidence of her plot against me. If either of you so much as breathes in my direction again, I'll make sure this reaches the police and every major news outlet in the country." Eric blanched. "You can't prove anything," I smirked. "Try me." I left him standing there, slack-jawed and defeated. As for Amanda, she tried to spin the divorce in her favor, but my grandfather's legal team ensured the truth prevailed. Her reputation was ruined, and Eric eventually disappeared from her life. Gramps passed away 2 years later, leaving me a modest share of his fortune. The rest went to charity, per his wishes. He always believed wealth was meant to build, not destroy. These days, I live a quieter life, far away from the glitz and deception that Amanda brought into my world. The fire my grandfather warned me about? I've learned to respect it, and to share it only with those who truly deserve its warmth.